Welcome back, everybody. Today we'll be taking a look at monarchs and their postboxes. The first public postboxes in the UK were introduced in 1852, starting in Guernsey, with the first pillar box in the United Kingdom appearing in Carlisle in 1853. Initially green, they were later painted red, which became the standard colour in 1874. The designs evolved with the hexagonal penfold design becoming popular between 1866 and 1879. As postbox designs developed and expanded, the custom of including the monarch's cipher was established. The first of these was for Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was born on the 24th of May 1819 at Kensington Palace, and she ascended to the throne on the 20th of June 1837. She was then crowned on the 28th of June 1838 and ruled until the 22nd of January 1901 until her death. She ruled for 63 years, 217 days. During the reign of Queen Victoria, a variety of styles were developed as the post office sought the perfect design. They experimented with a hexagonal, square, and even a flutter design. The slots for letters, known as postal apertures, went from horizontal to vertical and back to horizontal again. There was no standard cipher used by the post office during the Victorian period. However, in the 1880s, a consistent cipher for Queen Victoria began to be seen. The letters VR are interwoven in a flourish typeface. Queen Victoria's cipher usually did not include a crown. Edward VII was born on the 9th of November 1841 in Buckingham Palace. He ascended to the throne on the 22nd of January 1901 and was crowned on the 9th of August 1902. He ruled until his death on the 6th of May 1910, and his reign lasted for 9 years, 105 days. When Edward VII came to the throne, new ciphers were produced, just as we are seeing today with King Charles III. The monarch has the right to choose their cipher and will work with the College of Arms on its design. King Edward VII chose the traditional cipher, which was used widely during his reign on documents, buildings, by the military, and by the post office. His cipher takes the classic approach of interwoven letters ER for Edward Rex, with his regal number for 7 in Roman numerals. On postboxes, you can see this is topped by a crown, unlike Queen Victoria's cipher. Edward VII's reign was short compared to his mother, Queen Victoria. His son, George V, became king in 1910, and along with him, a new cipher was developed. George V was born on the 3rd of June 1865 in Marlborough House. He ascended the throne on the 6th of May 1910 and was crowned on the 22nd of June 1911. He ruled until his death on the 20th of January 1936 and reigned for 25 years, 260 days. George V changed the name of the British royal house from Saxe-Coburg and Gotha to Windsor on the 17th of July 1917. This change was made in response to anti-German sentiment in the British Empire during World War I. This time, the cipher used on postboxes was different to that used elsewhere by King George V. He opted for a simpler, bolder cipher for his use by the post office. The cipher has a simpler font, and the letters GR are not interwoven as his father and grandmother had done. There was also no inclusion of the Roman numeral for 5. Whilst he was the 5th king by the name of George, he was the first to have a roadside letterbox in his name, so arguably there was no need for the inclusion of the V. Although, as designs submitted to the King's Show, it was initially included, but it was dropped at the final design. Edward VIII was born on the 23rd of June 1894. He ascended the throne on the 20th of January 1936, and he was not crowned as on the 11th of December 1936, he abdicated after 327 days upon his marriage to Wallis Simpson. Despite his short reign, a new cipher was designed and began to appear on postboxes and vehicles. Edward's cipher took a different form to those of his predecessors. It featured an ornate font but kept the letters distinct and separate, perhaps combining some elements of all of the previous ciphers. Edward's short reign meant the number of boxes produced in his name was less than 200, so these were a rare find for cipher spotters. One of them is on display at the Postal Museum. George VI was born on the 14th of December 1895. He ascended the throne on the 11th of December 1936 and was crowned on the 12th of May 1937. He ruled until his death on the 6th of February 1952, and his reign lasted 15 years and 58 days. George VI's ciphers are fairly rare compared to his father George V and great-grandmother Queen Victoria. George VI was on the throne for 16 years, and for 6 of those, the country was in the midst of the Second World War. The war was the priority for iron productions, so the variety and number of iron boxes produced during his reign are less than others. Letterboxes and vehicles were not the only place the cipher could be seen, however. Within the museum's collection, there are an example of toilet roll holders carrying George VI's cipher. George VI's cipher is easily distinguishable from his father's, George V's, because of the Roman numerals and the interlocking letters. Queen Elizabeth II was born on the 21st of April 1926 at Mayfair. She ascended the throne on the 6th of February 1952 and was crowned on the 2nd of June 1953. She ruled until her death on the 8th of September 2022 and reigned for 70 years, 215 days. As per the now established tradition, Queen Elizabeth was involved in the approval of her new cipher. She selected a bold design reminiscent of George V's cipher. The two letters ER are separated by Roman numerals. Given the length of her reign, designs featuring Elizabeth II are the easiest to spot. Charles III was born on the 14th of November 1948 at Buckingham Palace. He ascended the throne on the 8th of September 2022 and is our current serving monarch. As you can see here, this is the new cipher for Charles III, and hopefully we'll start seeing more pop up in the coming years.